Now! Resources! Now! Resources! Now!
That was a remix, that's why.
Good morning.
My name is Tracy Barrientos, and I teach at Youngman School. I'm a middle school science teacher there, and I've been teaching there for about 10 years. I love that school. That's my family, and I miss everybody there. I miss, you know, the administration, the kids, the lunch workers, my janitors. Miss them all, you know. So hopefully we can be reunited soon. So we're out here today, day 2 of our strike, and what we're really looking for is you know, better services for the students. We're fighting for that. You know, in some of our schools, my school specifically, when the outside temperature hits like 95 degrees, it's about 10 more degrees inside. It's like a red brick oven, and we're just baking inside. So, you know, that's not the type of learning conditions, you know, that we want for our students. Some of the schools have air conditioning, but not all, and that can really affect how students perform as well. We started this longer school day. It was done in a rush. We were told to be on committees. We put in our own free volunteer time on these committees and came up with ideas that we wanted for the school, like music, drama, libraries, art. And then when we get to school and start school, not a lot of that is happening. At my own school, we do not have a library for the students to use. We have a position now for drama, but it hasn't been filled. We were supposed to get another teacher assistant. Nobody, you know, teachers have been working the recess, which, you know, the kids love, but we're still waiting for parent volunteers at my school. So this thing was really rushed through. I mean, just like CPS, they like to rush everything through. And, you know, as a teacher, what I tell my students is, you know, when you rush your work, or you leave it to the last minute, you don't get quality work. So, you know, that's pretty much what the Board of Ed does, is they rush these things through, and then it's not ever what it was supposed to be. So, you know, we're ready to be out here. I believe the last strike was in 1987 for 19 days. We will do whatever it takes to win a fair contract and to, you know, continue the fight for better schools for our students. They deserve it. I love my children. I can't wait to get back to them. Some of them are actually going to join us on the picket line with their parents later this afternoon. And you know, this is really, I think, even bigger than us, about community, about people coming together and getting what they need for their children. And, you know, Chicago's teachers have always fought for the kids. I mean, our working conditions are their learning conditions. So, you know, I hope everybody out there stands with us and calls Mayor Emanuel and calls Bizard and tell them to get to work on a fair contract for us, and we can get our kids back in school. You know?
David Pintor, I'm a performer and an educator. Teachers do a hell of a job. There are a lot of teachers that are very dedicated and they don't have enough resources to actually do what they have to do, right? To teach students properly, and I think this was bound to happen, right? And it should happen, and I hope that they come to agreement. So, the value of education dictates your every movement, right? It's from your spirituality, from your mind, from how your every idea develops. It's really how you learn to think for yourself and to come up with your own idea of this world, right? Of your every step. So it's a huge job to do, right? How do you teach a student to think for themselves? How do you teach a student to analyze their life, to analyze how they think, how they breathe, how they eat, right?